First thing, the weather. According to the weather forecasting type people, this was supposed to be the best day of the week. It was supposed to be clear, bright, sunny, frosty. Well, it's not. It's rubbish. Normally I wouldn't be bothered about it being rubbish, but what I wanted to do was go in those woods behind me, because a while ago an elderly gentleman who lives on the lane behind me told me that when he was a small child he can remember that in those woods there was the ruins of an old cottage. Now, that's what I wanted to do, but if you've ever made any videos you'll know that trying to make a video in the woods in the dark is not very good. So weather forecasters today, I wouldn't pay them in buttons. I wasn't asking for a long range weather forecast or anything like that. I was only asking for one day in front. Yesterday was fantastic, today it's rubbish. Anyway, we'll make the best of it. We will go in the woods and see if we can find anything, and hopefully it'll turn out okay. If it doesn't turn out okay and it's too dark, then we'll forget the wood and we'll concentrate on the fields that are at the side of me and behind you people in there. Okay, right. Well, I'm going to have a quick drink first because I've only just got here and I'm just setting everything up. So I'll see you in a short while and we'll see what we can find. Well, I've been in the... well, actually the sun's come out, so maybe the weather people weren't entirely wrong. Anyway, I've been in the woods about 15 minutes, and according to the metal detector there's something around here, and it says it's either on the surface or it's very shallow indeed. Now, it's somewhere around here I think, but not entirely sure where. So let's have a little poke round. No, can't. No, that's just a tree root. Let's see if we can have a look with the pinpoint probe. Oh, it's here, I've already got it out. Hold on. No, I've lost it. Let's have a listen with the old detector again. Hold on. Right, well, I've eventually found it. It's down here. It's a little old... oh, just move that a bit. It's a little old pocket knife. It's got some writing on it. I'm not sure what it says. I'll have to give it a clean up when I get home, and we'll see what the writing says. It doesn't look that old. Perhaps 1920s, 1930s, something like that. Not quite sure. Anyway, first find in the wood where the cottage used to be. Well, we've got our second signal in the woods. It's down here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. So let's have a poke about and see if we can come across anything. Oh, here we go. Hold on. What have we got here? What's that? Oh, it looks like a key, or part of a key. It's got a lot of green patina on it. Pity it's not complete. Little windy key, but it's a nice little find. I don't mind finding things like that. Setting signal, only been in the woods now about half an hour. I've just dug a piece of scrap lead up. There's quite a few tin cans, quite a lot of rubbish actually, because the lane itself is not far from where I am, and obviously people driving past throw all the rubbish out of the windows, don't they? And bottle tops and rubbish like that. But a nice find, so we'll crack on. Well, boys and girls, I'll tell you something, it's very, very hard going in these woods because of all the tree roots and sinuous branches and ivy and stuff like that. But excuse me, anyway, there's something else down here. I'm not sure where it is. It's, hold on, let's have a bit of a poke about. Oh, I think we've got a coin. Oh, we've got a coin, first coin of the day. Can't see anything on it, I'm afraid. Mind you, I haven't got my glasses on anyway, so that doesn't mean anything. I'm as blind as a bat without my glasses on. So, well, it's a coin. Like I say, I don't know what it is, but I'm very happy with it. Thank you. Right, we'll put that in the bag with the little key thing and whatever else it is that I found, I can't remember. I just thought I would show you this as a matter of interest. Obviously I'm in the middle of the woods still and it looks as though it used to be a well. It's got stonework all the way around it. There's a depression in the floor about 2 feet deep. It looks almost certainly as though at one time it would have been a well. Just thought I'd show you that and share it with you. Well, I've come out of the wood now because it's just too heavy going. It's underneath the leaves. There is a lot of stone that is obviously the rubble from the cottage, but I can't get through the stone. Oh, appears I've got a little friend with me now. There's another one over there, a lot bigger. Anyway, I found a couple of things, as you've seen, but as I say, it's just too heavy going, the tree roots, the rocks and everything. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to have a bite to eat, and then we're going to go in the fields over there for a few hours and see if we can find anything else. I've got to apologise a little bit to the weatherman or weatherwoman because it has turned out sunny, so they didn't get it completely wrong. So okay, we'll see what we can find when I've had a bite to eat. Well, first signal I've had since we came out of the woods, which are over there, and it looks like a big lump of lead. In fact, that's what it is. It's a big lump of lead. Oh well, there you go. Find loads of lead round here. If you've seen my previous videos, you will see that I melt it all down. Ha! And speaking of melting it all down, that's why I haven't got on my metal detecting vest, because I was melting some lead down the other day and I burnt a big hole in it. So I've had to put the damn belt back on and all the rest of the tranquilments that go with it. But there you go, big lump of lead. Alright, put that in the bag, see if we can find anything else. Right, moving onwards. Next signal, not too deep as you can see, probably about 4 or 5 inches. There's a little bit of pottery in the hole, which is always good news. It looks Victorian. I don't really want it, so I'll pop that back. But in the hole as well, I can see what I'm looking for, which is this. Oh, let me take. No, now leave me glove on. A few years ago, I wouldn't have known what this was, but I've dug quite a few of them up now, and it's part of a decorative nose plate type tranquilment off a horse's bridle, off its nose. Just there, a little bit further along, there would have been a hinge and another identical piece on the other side, all very shiny, made out of brass, and they used to go across the horse's nose. Some of them have got the name of the makers on. I've got one that says Sheffield, I think. If I do the roundup at home, I'll show you a comparison and show you some of the other ones that I've found. On the back side you can see the studs, and there would have been leather attached to that, to stop it chafing on the horse's nose. So that's a nice find. I like that. So we'll pop that in the bag and we'll see if we can find something else. Right, I've just dug another plug out. We're on the edge of a very marshy area now. It's right in the dip of the field. It was a really good signal, came up about 75, 80 on the scale on the detector. And I think I've found it. Hold on. I think it's somewhere here. I'm not quite sure where. It's in there. Let's have a bit of a poke about with my little... This is that trowel that I showed you in one of the earlier videos. It only cost £5. It's got a nice little blade thing and serrated edges and what have you. Stainless steel, very strong, only a £5. Anyway, so we're in here somewhere. Not entirely sure where. Hold on. Has it gone? No, I've lost it. Has it gone in the hole? No. Where's that gone? Oh dear. Tell you what, let's run the detector over it again. Move the shovel. Move the diggy thing. Find out where it's gone. Let's have a look. Oh. I found it. Well, it looks very ringish. Oh, well, looks as though I've caught it with spade there, or little trowel. Oh, well, we might have a ring. It's certainly not copper pipe, and it's certainly been in the ground for a very, very, very long time. Now, if it is a ring, it's the first ring I've ever dug up on this permission, which is quite a big one. But it looks very ringish, doesn't it? What do you think? I don't know. It's very thin on the bottom edge and very thick on the top edge. So we'll clean it up when I get home, and I'll show it you when I do the roundup. I hope it is. Well, I think it must be a ring. What do you reckon? Okay, I'm not going to bother setting the camera up for this one. You can probably see it in the hole there, and it's just a bit of old whatever it is. Another tranklement. It's not a hinge, but it's not really worth looking at. But we'll put it in the bag, fill the hole in, and we'll see if we can find something else to show you. Yeah, I'm sitting down for a bite of lunch now. He's a very inquisitive little fella, this one. He's already knocked my tripod over. He's tried to eat my hat. He's trying to eat, get off it. Excuse me. Oh, there goes the metal detector. Here comes his big friend. Right, I'll just have to sort things out. I'll see you in a while. Well, I've moved into another field because I weren't finding an awful lot in the last field, and to be honest, I'm not finding an awful lot in this field either. But I've just dug this up, and well, your guess is as good as mine. It's a roundy thing and hollow at that end, and there's a slitty, openy thing in at that end. And apart from that, I can't tell you anything else about it because I haven't got the faintest idea, as usual. So we'll pop that in the bag, and we'll see if we can find anything else in this new field. Well, I'm only about 2 metres away from the target that I've just dug up, and I've just dug this up, and once again I haven't got the faintest idea what it is. I don't know. It's a roundy, pointy tranklement with some decoration on it of some description. Don't know. Once again, put it in the bag, and well, if anybody's got any idea what it is, please let me know, because I don't. I moved into a slightly smaller field just down from where I was working before. Just dug this up. I don't know whether you can see that, it's just falling away out of the edge of where the clod's breaking away, and if you just see it there, there we go, it's another coin. Once again it looks pretty much destroyed. Don't know whether I'll be able to get anything off it, but we'll find out when I get home. So maybe this field may show a bit more promise than the last one, but we'll soon find out. I've just dug this up. I thought it was just a lump of lead at first. It looks just like a lump of lead, but it's a bit of a cross shape. I don't know, so can't really see very well, but well, I know what it looks like, but I don't think it is. It obviously used to be some kind of cross or something like that. I don't know. Looks very old. It's heavy. It almost looks a bit. Hold on. It almost looks a bit swordish, if you know what I mean, with like the pommel on the top and the hand grip, and maybe some guard thing coming off there, and there could have been a sword down there. I don't really know, but I like it. As I say, it looks very old. We'll clean it up when we get home with the rest of the stuff. I don't think there's anything on the back. It looks as though there might be some kind of pattern, like a V pattern. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a nice find. Now, I don't normally do this, but it's a very good signal. Let's see if you can hear it. I don't know whether you can hear that or not, but it's 70, well, in between 68 and 73 on the scale. So, we'll give it a dig, and hopefully it'll not be a load of rubbish. I'll not put my gloves back on. Let's have a look. It's round about here somewhere. Not entirely sure where, but normally when I've done a live dig, it usually turns out to be a load of rubbish, as we all know. But we'll give it a go and see what happens. Now, according to metal detector, it weren't that deep. It was only about 4 inches or so. Hold on. Let's see if we've got it out. Apparently so. Apparently so. Where's my diggy thing? Oh, it's here. Let's have a look. Break it up into clumps here. Pull detector back down here. I'll not bother with gloves. Let's have a. Oh, sounds as though it's in here somewhere. No, not in that bit. Hold on. Oh, it's there. Look. Haha. It's a coin. Oh, well, the live dig turned up trumps for once. Like I say, normally if you do a live dig, you've put mockers on it straight away. But it's a coin. Looks pretty much destroyed. Can't see anything on it. But I'm quite happy with that. So we'll pop it in the bag. There you go. Right. Excuse me. Right, I'll fill this all in. I will run the detector over it because it wasn't that far from here. I found quite a big pocket spill. But there you go. Well, I'll just show you this that I've just dug up. I thought it was a spindle whorl because they come in various shapes and sizes. And I was overjoyed when I first saw it. But then, I mean, it's definitely made out of lead, but it's got a little hook on it. I mean, what's that? I mean, what is it? I haven't got the faintest idea. It looks like it's got a... as though it hung off something. I wonder if it's a weight out of a clock or something like that. If anybody out there knows what that is, please leave me a comment and tell me what it is, because I am really bewildered. I mean, it's not a fishing weight or anything like that, because it's too ornate. But it's really heavy. I mean, you can see why I thought it was a spindle whorl when I first saw it. But, well, it's not. So I don't know what it is. Hopefully, one of you people out there will be able to tell me. Yeah, I'll just show you a quick video of this thing that I've just dug up. I don't know what it is. Looks like a... looks like a roundy thing with lots of holes in it. Maybe it's off a shoe or something. It's made out of copper. Don't know what it is, but there you go. Not exactly rubbish, but not exactly brilliant. Sun's just starting to go down now. It's getting quite dull. So I'm not far off packing it up now. See you in a bit. He keeps coming back, this little fella, to have a nosy, don't you, love? It's probably because his drinking water's at the side of me. His friend's over there, who's a lot bigger actually. But the funny thing is, every time I walk away, if you look over there you can see my tripod for the camera and what have you, and every time I walk away, he waits till I get about 30 metres away, and then he knocks it over. He thinks it's hilarious. He thinks, well, I'll just wait while he gets out of distance, then I'll knock his tripod over. It'll be a right laugh. Oh well, it's not that funny. It's a good job he hasn't broke it, that's all. His friend's over there is trying to get to some hay that's behind the fence. I gave him some when I first came in. Not much, just a little handful, just to show them that I was their friend. Well, boys and girls, I'm just on my way back to where I'm camped out, just over there. And I wasn't going to bother digging any more holes, to be honest with you. I've just about had enough. But I got a signal down here, and it's come up as about 92 on the scale. I haven't put the camera on the tripod, but I'm just showing you what it is, and well, it'll probably turn out to be another piece of rubbish. But I can't even get it out. Hold on. Let me turn... No, I'll just turn the camera off a second. Well, I've turned the camera back on again, I've dug it out, and it's rubbish. It's some kind of cappy thing off something, quite modern. Got a thread on the outside, don't know what it is, but it's crap. Alright, that's enough. Right, boys and girls, that's it for today. As I said on the last target that I dug, I'm losing the light very quickly. I've had a nice day out. I hope you've enjoyed it. Found quite a few things. The woods was a little bit disappointing because of all the stone and rubble and roots and everything else. But we found a few bits and pieces. Found a few bits and pieces over there, a few bits and pieces in here, and a few bits and pieces down there. Not going to do the roundup here because, as I say, I'm losing the light. So I'll wait while I get home, I'll clean them up, we'll do a roundup there, and we'll see exactly what we found today. So, I hope you've enjoyed coming out metal detecting with me today, and I hope that you look forward to coming out with me again. So at that, I'll see you all later, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye! Right, welcome back everybody. So we will quickly go through the roundup, starting with what you might call the rubbish first. That's just a piece of scrap lead that I found. If you remember, I did mention in the video that all the scrap lead that I find, I do melt down into ingots like this. and at the end of every season or every 2 seasons I basically just weigh the scrap in. Much easier to do that way, and buy myself I don't know, a nice little accessory or something like that. So that's the lead and lead ingots out of the way. This is the other. I don't know whether it's rubbish or not. I don't know what it is. Made out of brass, quite heavy. Little slot there. Maybe it fitted onto something, or maybe something fitted inside it. I don't really know. Just a little piece of angle, nothing very interesting. Could have been used for all sorts of purposes, I suppose. Once again, don't know what it is. The little piece of round copper plate, half a dozen holes in it. Could have been off a shoe, could have been off anything. Just another piece of rubbish. Now, as you will have seen in the video, this is a fishing weight. I have been reliably informed by my friend that it is called a watch weight and is used for sea angling. Apparently those little dots there, they are used so that they sink into the sand to hopefully try and stop it dragging about on the bottom of the ocean. So that's what it is. It's a fishing weight. The cap type thing, probably off a tractor, something along those lines. Not very interesting. Some writing inside just says tight fit, patent pending. Not very interesting, I'm afraid. Right, move on to the slightly more interesting things. The little key that we found in the woods. Don't know how old it is, could be Victorian, maybe earlier. As I said, pity it's not complete, but you can't have everything, can you? Could be off a train set, as I said, or a clock. Not quite sure, but I like it anyway. This is the decorative nose plate from a horse that I was telling you about. I did say that I would show you a comparison of one that I found earlier that is more ornate than that, so I'll show you this. I dug this one up some years ago now, and as you can see, it's got the maker's name there, Cowan maybe something, made in Sheffield, England. On the reverse side is the hinge that I was telling you about, just there. There would have been a brass plate went just there, which made it a bit longer, and then another one of those on the other side, so it fitted nicely across the horse's nose. And the studs on the back, well, they're missing now, but that's where the leather would have gone, so that it was a bit more comfortable on the nose of the horse. Moving on to the coins. This one is Queen Victoria. I don't know whether you can make out Victoria's head on that. I can see it fairly plainly when I catch it in the shade. I have got a date off it. It's 1892. So that's that coin. The other coin is King George V. I've got a date off that. It's 1917. This coin is George III, 1700 and something. Slightly interesting in as much as it's been used as an anvil. It's slightly saucer shaped. It was probably used to punch holes in leather or maybe even lead, but that's what that is. Thought it was just a piece of scrap lead, but as you can see, it's got a very neat rectangular hole in it, so it's been used for something, although once again what it was used for, I'm not sure. This is now what I think is part of a Victorian gas mantle. It's very ornate, lots of little leaves round the edge of it and various other bits of decoration on the side. it's hollow just there and hollow just there. I'm fairly sure that that's what it was, some kind of gas fitting from the Victorian era. The penknife that I found in the woods, if you remember, I was having difficulty finding this. I now know why. Whilst I was scrambling through the woods and getting caught on all sorts of branches and trees and everything, I actually managed to pull out, or slightly pull out, the jack that goes into the control box that comes up from the search coil. So one minute I was getting a good signal and the next minute I was getting nothing at all. So there's a lesson to be learned for everyone. If you're going scrambling through woods, make sure you haven't pulled any of the plugs out. It says on the knife itself, it says ropes, cords, lines and twines, and then it says bluebell, bale, twines, and on the other side it says, let me turn it the right way up, and on the other side it says the Belfast Rope Works, but actually on the blade of the knife it says Stainless, Sheffield, England. So it's obviously not that old, maybe 1900s, 1920s, something along those lines. This is what I think is a ring. It's very thin on the bottom edge and quite thick on the top edge. As I said in the video, it's obviously been in the ground for a very long time, so I'm fairly sure it is a medieval ring. Exactly how old, I don't know, but I'm fairly sure it is a ring. What do you think? Ring or not a ring? Now I think this is the more interesting piece by far. As I said, it looks as though, to me, it's some kind of sword shade. I tell you what I'll do, just let me stand up a second. I'm going to put a magnifying lens in front of the camera. Now you can see it a lot more clearly there, and I think there is a sort of pommel on the top of it, a hand grip, and then a cross piece which may have been the hand guard, and I think it continued downwards. On the back of it there is a slightly V-shaped pattern, although it's very worn. So I don't know what it's off, I don't know whether it had some kind of pin on it. I'll leave that up to your imagination, but I think that's the most interesting find by far, and it's no doubt extremely old. So that's about the roundup for today, my good friends, and I'll catch you on the next Detect.